That's out of the way. That notification. Errol, Larea, Wormburden, good to see you. Oh shit, there's concept art. Oh, all right. Maybe we don't look at the concept art because it has designs that we haven't seen yet. Man, but I love concept art. I am ready to dance with Shomes. Howdy, hey, Curious Big Naturals. Yeah, I assume, Errol, that we play this. You sent me a list of when I'm supposed to play them, but I assume this one is after. What is it? After what is it? We finished the case. Jesus. Man. I just saw the smallest bit from Joe's Metaphor streams yesterday, and I'm starting to wonder why all new games are British. It is simply the way of the times. There is actually quite a bit of concept art that was exclusive to the pre-order and isn't included in your copy. I will link it to you when you finish the game. It's absolutely worth it. And worth Kazuya Nori's commentary. The additional concept art with dev commentary? Oh, man. Now you're speaking my language. Kazuya, I had a feeling we dropped a vowel in there somewhere. It's big spoiler. I see. I see. All right. Howdy, Mir. Hello, 2 minutes of advertainment. Yeah, I gotta filibust a little bit, but such is life. How's everyone doing? Good to see you again. Sorry it's been so long. Schedule has been very, very erratic. I would like to say that hopefully we will settle into some normalcy soon, but, you know, we have one more week left in February, and then in March I'm going to be starting on day shift. And I've got no clue what my regular days are going to look like on that. At least with night shift, I had some assurance that it was generally weekends. But the first day they got me starting on day shift is Sunday, which you may notice does somewhat interfere with our stream schedule, considering it's when we start the week. I've already said we're going to be planning to stream on Saturday that week, which is to say the 28th of February. But it is a little annoying. I hope that I chose Sunday, Monday, Tuesday as my stream days just because they're the days that I'm generally, well, two reasons. One, Sunday, Monday, Joe doesn't stream, which means that, you know, I can have the noon time slot, which is nice. And then Tuesday, just because it's not likely that I'll be scheduled to work, and also I can get the Joe raid to account for the decreased viewership and the likes. Which, I don't like talking, like, metrics are super important, but I am, like, right on the cusp of partner. So I do want to try and consider those things more carefully, at least until we can reach that threshold and start to maintain it. Because we're right there. It will happen this year. I mean, massive schedule changes notwithstanding. Oh man, I really hope that I can keep something consistent. I really hope so. How's the game so far? I'm loving it so far. I'm having a really good time with it. The first case was a little bit slow, I will say. Mostly due to some writing choices making the pacing feel rather choppy and a little like you're just about to go. It was kind of like the narrative equivalent of you're about to start like a custom games match in Halo Reach, and just as the screen is fading to black, someone presses X to cancel it. To get that doot, 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 and then they cancel, so that you're back waiting on the main screen again. Fun fact, there's apparently only one straight canon character, Larry Butts, who canonically admits to Phoenix he genuinely, unironically tried to find men attractive to up their dating chances and couldn't. Yep. That's Larry for you. Perkseus is a bit long for being so simple, but I think it's almost worth it for Ryunosuke having growth early. Yeah, the character writing is great so far. I'm very endeared to the cast. Obviously, the presentation and music, it goes without saying, are phenomenal. I'm having a good time with it. Streamer, thoughts on Bungie taking Destiny 2 out behind the shed and shooting it? What do you mean? But you talking about the update getting delayed for 3 months when we're already on life support? Because if so, I mean, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's been flagging for a long time, and even an expansion which is admittedly upsettingly good. You know, they've been hemorrhaging players for months now, and frankly, you know, having this exorbitant cost to get into the newest content that's actually good isn't really helping them. Jelly hates that Renegade's that good. I mean, I kind of do, yeah. Like, to be completely honest with you, I am upset that it's good. Because, to me, it's kind of like, yeah, all they had to do to make good videos game again was just sacrifice the story integrity by making a crossover expansion. You know? Which, granted, it integrates the crossover elements into the source material really well, but that's because Destiny 2 was already heavily inspired by Stars War. So it, you know, it doesn't make... It makes sense that the key would fit into that lock, considering they were designed in the same fucking style, so to speak. But, I mean, gameplay-wise, it's great. The Lost Frontier, whatever the fuck it's called, is really good. Probably the best content they've had in a while. It mixes PvE and PvP in an interesting way. It has a little faction system, so you grind reputation for unique rewards that actually have a gameplay impact in there, and you know, the loot feels substantial, and it feels unique, and it feels like you're doing stuff that you couldn't do in any other part of the game. You know, it's really good. Dungeon is great. Lightsaber is probably the best exotic they've ever made. If not, like, you know, obviously, like, top 10, if not the best. Like, it's a great expansion. I'm just really sad that we had to jump a shark to get back to the game being good. Better than Rat King? Well, obviously not. Obviously not, no. The Rat King is king, so therefore it's the best one. They're clearly hemorrhaging players into Marathon, their next hit game, which they've now delayed their expansion, which isn't an expansion, it's just a big content update. They've delayed it into the release window of their other game. So now they're competing with themselves. I'll be shocked if Marathon doesn't flop. Yeah, I mean, good luck to him. Good luck to him. I mean, the defining factor in the success of Marathon is, I believe, going to be pretty simple. If Marathon feels as good to play as Destiny 2 does, it has a chance. If it does not, and I mean if it is even like just a little worse, enough that you notice it, it's dead in the water. The only reason that Destiny 2 is still alive to this day is just frankly that there is not another game on the market in its genre that feels as good to play as Destiny 2 does. It is a pure game feel success. If it was not just the best fucking FPS of the decade, it would have died years ago. But lucky for the game designers at Bungie, they're fucking masters of their craft. And so a game that has just made hand over fist the worst decisions over and over and over and over and over again, financially and business-wise, can live because it's just a great fucking game underneath the miasma of everything else about it. Destiny 2 is really good at making guns, which is why they're so good at shooting themselves in the foot. Yep. I think gamers are super excited to make Marathon fail. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people do love to burn a game at the stake nowadays. Highguard really showed us that. All it takes is the slightest chip on a game's shoulder and suddenly it deserves to be ground into paste so that everyone who was working on it can get laid off. Because games industry's doing fucking awesome right now. Doing great right now. Every developer deciding that we need 17 different live service games, which is just completely untenable. And then when the live service game fails, everyone who worked on it is fired. Man, what a great business strategy. I'm so glad we're in such a good place creatively and financially. Video games are art, by the way. Anyway, we're not talking about live service games today. We're talking about Great Ace Attorney today because it's a good game and I'm having a good time with it. And it's fun and I like it and it's great. I am slightly filibustering for time because I think... I mean, we're definitely going to finish Case 2 today. I don't know whether I want to get into Case... 3 just yet. So we shall see. I'm not talking about Destiny 2, the Final Shape video right now. I do need to work... I do need to work on it still. I have been collecting footage now. Oh, please don't give me hiccups right before I have to do fucking character voices, please. Please, I beg of you. I beg of you. Anyway, I did a controller transplant today. I had an Xbox 360 controller. Little special edition one. It was like, it had like a chrome faceplate on it. But it was a wireless controller. And the problem with a wireless Xbox 360 controller is that it can only really be used on an Xbox 360. And I don't know if you know this, the Xbox 360 is quite a few generations behind the current technical standards of the video games industry, as it were. It's not exactly modern technology. And not to mention, the battery pack on those things is flimsier than a papier-mâché boat in the rain. So it's not exactly a very reliable piece of hardware either. So what I did is I went on eBay and I bought a wired Xbox controller for like $15, and I did not say doll hairs. And I took it apart and I took the faceplate, I took the face off, and I put it on the wired controller. So now I have a wired controller with the chrome faceplate and the special little D-pad thing that it can rotate to sort of change whether it's indented or not. But yeah, now I have a cool little chrome faceplate wired controller, which I don't believe is something that was ever sold. So it's my own little unique controller. I was really surprised that they fit together like that. I was kind of expecting there to be some difference in the construction of the wired and wireless controllers, so I was just sort of taking a gamble on that one, but it ended up working out, and now I can use this controller again, which is really nice, because the Xbox 360 controller is quite a comfortable controller to hold, all things considered. It's a very nice controller. I just want you to watch the first cutscene before I fuck off. I see. Well, we're not going to be getting to the first cutscene just yet, because we're not on case 3 just yet. But we shall see. But yeah, that's what I did this morning. I gave my wireless Xbox 360 controller a transplant. I just want to see you watch the first cutscene. Okay, when you say first cutscene, do you mean of case 2? Because we're already about midway through case 2, as it were. We'll just see. Wireless controller, looks inside, wire. So true, actually. So true. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright, this fucking guy. Alright. Well, starting off strong on this one. Later, have fun with the greatest journey. Have a good one, artists. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look. Oh, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. You think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits? I see. Ace Attorney sure does love to do little song parodies, huh? When the Scotland Yard... No way! Like from Black Butler. It's Lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me? Where's Jelly singing? I refuse. I refuse to sing a cappella to a song I don't know the flow to off by heart with backing track that doesn't even match it. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing. I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. Look at him fucking... This man has never fought a day in his life. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. All right, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? He doesn't have a sheathing animation for his weapon. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by that stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh, yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in the first-class passageway. But he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. You mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. You really need to pick a different word, so I have to stop enunciating it so much. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Ship's log has been entered into the court record. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes? Brilliance. Oh, ouch. What is it? You hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Oh no. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Still singing to himself. You can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Who among us does not sing to themselves at all times as a means of regulating their breath control when they're walking because they're self-conscious about whether they're breathing too loud? Who among us doesn't do that, huh? Who among us does not engage in that extremely normal activity? Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just, well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. Sort of continuous throbbing. Howdy, Merrick. Good to see you. Oh, you too. Surprised you're jumping ship to this ship instead of Metaphor. Where are we? Are we looking at the ship's log? Nope. Nothing to report. Mousetrap? No, okay. Let's look at the court record. Maybe there's something we can examine. There is something we can examine. The weeb's on break? I see. Postmortem report. Sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 p.m. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. He broke his pussy and died on impact. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. Jesus, all the way to his neck? Christ. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Nothing to report, nothing to report, nothing to report, nothing to report. And then at 2 p.m. I was working, I must have misheard. Kazuma-sama's quarters. What was the situation here exactly? Maybe we go back in here real quick? Oh! Ah! What's that? Oh! Oh no. Oh no, we set off an alarm. Oh no! Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile fore. Oh no. Oh no, it really is the Titanic. It really is the Titanic. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands, brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. Ah! Oh no, I'm dying. Susato-san, are you all right? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. Alright, so things have been thrown around just a little bit. Looks like we avoided a collision. Oh! All the stuff got knocked down again. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. The door is locked. Yep. Yep. I was right. I was right. Let's fucking go. I goodness. What about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance! Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga. Put you in there, Naruto-san. Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Oh! Look at that! The door's bolted! Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. That's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruto-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? Better tidy this place up for... What? Okay, well... It's not exactly a crime scene right now. Our violent emergency stop has solved one mystery, at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Sorry, Inspector, I need to clean up the room before I tidy the door. Sorry, clean up the room before I open the door. Please wait 5 to 10 minutes. It's just a little 10-minute tidy up. Wow, I really left right before a perfectly climactic endpoint of stream, huh? Damn. Dun, 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 dun. God, I fucking love that little interlude. Musically, this game is tremendous. If you are about to be in collision with another ship, remember this rule of thumb. Constant bearing, decreasing range. When this is true, impact is inevitable. Why do I feel like this is an Ace Combat quote? Also, what are you talking about? Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Sato-san took a deep breath and gently slid back the bolt. You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? I heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. The person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming! Crew are running everywhere! If you are at sea, and a ship is always 20 degrees to your left, for example, but appears to be growing closer, it means you are on a collision course. Why do you know this information? The first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Oh, you wicked intruder, dressed in all black! You are the devil! Sorry? Me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector. Yes? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He's a criminal. It is not enough that he has killed a man.
Ah, and he is stowaway as well. He fixin' promises not to steal chicken. Do you believe?
Take him away. He's a trespasser as well as everything else. I don't know what accent I slipped into there, but we're not going to worry about it.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil.
Doesn't look good, does it?
There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police.
Wait, a cell? A rogue Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to dispatch the captain's, or to appeal to the good captain's good nature, I don't know where I got dispatch from. I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. It's a real crisis. I gotta find a solution. Immediately. Run away! We gotta get out of here. Just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things.
You want me to show you where crawfish hibernates?
Hiya! Susanoo, why? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. I was just starting to think she was my friend. Isn't there anyone who can help me out of this mess? Oh, Hosonaga, help! Hosonaga, help! You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. Entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. You there, Brawny lad. Please, just give me a little more time.
I do nothing for you, except show you way to ship's prison cell.
Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone.
And trespassing and stowing away?
Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues, and, well...
Enough! You're guilty. Ship's cell is only place fit for you.
Come on, there has to be someone. Some savior to rescue me from this crisis. It's being very, it's very obvious that it probably, maybe it wants me to present something, but you know what, we're just gonna keep talking to everyone. Miss Pavlova, can I get out? Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but get out now. We just needed to investigate. Oh no. It's no use! She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will. I somehow doubt we shall be able to leave here. Examine. Oh. They're just getting so much fucking mileage out of this bit. They're getting so much fucking mileage out of this bit of hiding him just off screen. You motherfuckers. How's it hanging? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no! Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Whether there was some savior here for me, the humble, innocuous coat rack. You again, the great detective. Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than the hook on the wall next time.
What is to report? Speak!
An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all of your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to this case. Let's go! It's time for peek! It's time for peek!
Ha! You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. And he was 2 games ago. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it.
Alright, pull him up. Pull him up, Ryunosuke. I didn't do it. Restraint on not showing the restraints there. Damn. Trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Ah, locked room! That is point!
The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. We're all quite mistaken. Especially Ryunosuke, who just noticed and was like, oh shit, whoa, we solved the mystery! The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Susato, you were there! Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open wide-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man! The ventilator?
You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole.
That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Okay, hold on. Did he... Wait, hold on. What? Did the snake kill him? Did the snake kill him? And then because of the emergency brake, his body got damaged in such a way that it looked like his neck broke. And then she's trying to cover for her snake? That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I want to see the snake. Where's the snake? Mr. Shelms, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Precisely, my dear madam. What does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Mr. Shelms, what are you doing? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! What the? Let me see. Show me the snake. Yeah! Let's go. Okay, that's why his face was like. I see. That's why his face. Okay. Yay! Look, it's so cute. Oh, I love snakes.
Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band.
A snake?
Indubitably.
We're getting the band back together, baby. Mr. Sholmes? Just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hmm? Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you?
You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that it is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? I'd like you to keep in mind that everything Sholmes says from now on is how the actual case of the Speckled Band played out. Amazing! Amazing! I think perhaps it is time I explained the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I've drawn from the facts. Number one, last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asugi? Looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Let's go! It's time for peek! The game is afoot. Topic 1. Intruder's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin in that portentous night? Portentous is a fucking awesome word. Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. I love that, that's amazing. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we give, pray? Pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. A second snake? Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, close enough, I suppose, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine could be found in the deepest depths of India. I see. So that's the solution to the actual speckled band case? That's kind of fucking cool. Topic 2. How Mr. Asugi died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. Okay, that one maybe not, but the next bit is. I see. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there are no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. No, could there be? He's got those little boots. I didn't know he had those. Or well, I guess that's his sheath, huh? Man, the brown really adds to that design a lot. I like that a lot. Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. We have examined the body yet. We didn't find any fangs or anything of the like. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't... Just telling, the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you would use to train your serpent friend. Train? We're on a boat, Sholmes? Keep up. Indeed. You'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Yeah, I trust him. I believe him. He sounded really confident when he said it, which means he's right. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. This is a very fun voice to do. I'm glad that he talks so much, because it's a voice that I can easily slip into and that is fun to use. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. Promise of food is the key to training any creature. Incredible! You've solved the mystery! Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Holmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course. What's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly. It's called Great Deduction because of the greatness of the logical leaps. It's pretty good. +2 on that one. Nice. Oh, well, good. First of all, Sherlock Sholmes, Jelly, not Sherlock Holmes. Did I say Sherlock Holmes? Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sound of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Wait, useless? Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more? The snakes use their scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake can manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Okay, question. Is this entire case just someone reading the case of the speckled band and being like, now hold on a minute, that's not how snakes work at all. This explanation doesn't make any fucking sense. What are you talking about? That can't, and none of that can be right. None of that makes any sense whatsoever. Is that what this case is? That would be fucking amazing. That would be amazing if that was the case. Just, hey, Arthur Conan Doyle, I've just got a couple notes real quick is all. That's not how snakes work. Not even slightly how snakes work at all. So just a few revisions. So, yeah. Then it should try harder. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Uh-oh. It's literally Shu Takumi like, dude, what the fuck were you smoking when you wrote this shit, Sir Conan Doyle? Uh-oh. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean...
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Shulm's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I like that a lot of times she's sort of leading the discussion or making a lot of these logical inferences or like has a lot of the facts in the situation. It's a nice change of pace in an Ace Attorney game to have your paralegal be like not like primarily ditzy. I would say flighty might be the more accurate term. It's called the Great Ace Attorney, not the Great Paralegal. Can we play as Susato instead? I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? Oh! You've done it again!
Your handcuffs are gone.
Where did they go? Fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Again. For real this time. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. She does have a pained expression on her face.
Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has quite read her correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression, then?
Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova.
Ace Attorney time? Okay, no, wait. So I said Ace Attorney time, but I was thinking Apollo Justice specifically. Okay, well, it might be the clause... Hey, wait a minute! Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on a second. That looks important. Hold on. Let's just see if there's any other clues that we can get off the top of our head. Okay. So we're gonna have to point that out in just a second. And the snake is clearly his since he has the coil marks around his face, and you know, is not panicking when it's wrapped around him like that. And assumedly it would only wrap around him like that because it's so familiar with him in the first place. Anyway, the claw marks.
Oh, Naruhodo-san, look. That looks like a very painful wound.
Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recent, too.
Well, whatever scratched her hand doesn't appear to be around here.
What? Oh, no, I have to present it, right. My bad. I keep forgetting.
Yes!
Yes! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
Ah. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. I can't believe 3 different people brought pets onto the ship. when that's explicitly disallowed in the rules. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer.
It's the fish. It's the fish! Please call him Biff. Stop calling him Seaman. Ah, look at that photograph in this frame. The bell! Interesting. That's such a cute cat. Holy shit. Oh my god. It's adorable. Must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away.
She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, the little black creature she's holding that caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. The cat! Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova's cuddling here. If the snake's not her pet, whose is it? I think it's Stroganov's. That's why he's got the marks all over his face. And why it seems to be so comfortable just coiling around him. And why he's so calm with it coiling around him like that.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. Could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? With the blackest outfit.
Black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Chisato, wow, she's gorgeous. Ryunosuke, sure, check out that cat, though.
Yes!
Yes! Little kitten. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no.
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear. Aren't. Incorrect tense, but I'll let it slide because English isn't your first language. But what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Oh no!
Arka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind.
Darker would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell us of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. I would say so, yes. What explanation can we then give, pray? See, I'm reenacting the voice acting so closely, I even flubbed the same lines. What was this sight that fell upon our victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's sloughed skin.
You see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
She just left it in her pocket. No one would have ever known.
Yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was his ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Cat toy, I assume? Well, it is speckled, and it is a band, but what is this? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of... Oh, it's a cat toy. Okay, yeah. That looks like a handle at one end.
I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How's that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play.
Me when I'm on Discord? I'm not really sure how that bit resolves, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure what position that's putting me in, but I don't think it's good either way. Maybe some things are better if you don't say them. Nah, I'm a streamer. I have to say everything that comes to my mind. You only need to wave it in front of them and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. So, we present the cat's toy.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Thing you are trying, but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely. And the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume? Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. Why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can be only one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, Sumari, close enough, I suppose, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah! A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Cat is sus? Darka sus? Darka. She is so naughty. A beloved kitten. So when does Shom's dog, Toby, show up to find the cat? What do you think Ryunosuke is? He's the pet that Kazuma brought on board, after all. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there are no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Jones, adopt, don't shop. Makes do with what he's got on hand. What Mr. Shones says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. Mr. Shomes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Okay, so then is it that the snake strangled him and that's why it broke his neck? Victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. Yeah. Likely what happened there. Anyway.
Yes!
Yes! Sorry. Yes! A little higher pitch at the start. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes. I knew it was one or the other. Of course, yeah. It's either the post-victim report or deadly poison. One of the two. His neck was... Indeed. The breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, that'd be...
Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively.
Cosmo died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility.
The jury is out. This is Ace Attorney. There is no jury. Not until Apollo Justice! And then we forget about that afterwards, but don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just a little experiment. Don't worry about it. Listen, reform to the legal system means that we would have to change the structure of the game, so we're not going to do that because you want more Ace Attorney, right? We can't have meaningful change and also make more video game. Like, you pick a lane.
As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darker didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. Suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh, yes. That fall could explain it.
Rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Mark on the floor. I think it would be the mark on the floor.
Yes!
Yes! An examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish?
Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. The color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asugi's laced leather boots. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asugi must have caught his foot at the point on the floor and tripped. How stupid do you have to be to write a word in a language only you speak by the body of someone you murdered? Well... I'm trying to... I think that's probably the only piece in this case that has me like, oh wow, that's fucking dumb. But like... yeah, I don't know about that one.
Please, no.
And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune... oh, get it? Because he crossed paths with a black cat, so it's bad luck. Oh, man. Oh, no. Caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! Oh, no! God, how terrible!
I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova?
What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asugi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama's merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
Well, it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. And if this part of Mr. Shom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
Where, I wonder? Kana?
Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Yara. Let me see. Let me see.
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first class cabins have them. Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that?
We didn't find this the first time! What?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Looks familiar. Perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Yes! Yes! What I forgot. They didn't know what it was, I guess, and didn't dig deep enough in the trash? I see.
That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket.
Ah. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it seems. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely! We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asugi's cabin. And, as you can see, two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which is evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Yeah, not again! You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't...
I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, fuck. So this is what it's like to be on the other side of fucking Phoenix's mid-trial gambit, huh? To have someone be like, well, obviously, no, of course, we've got conclusive evidence right here. Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, that would be... There it is right there. That cat is so fucking cute, man. It's so cute.
Yes!
Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka! They love to do their little dance as they ruin a person's life. They love it so much.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Let me see that cat. Where's the cat now? But where's the cat? Death by tripping over a cat. Oh no. Where's the cat? The insane aura loss and dying via tripping over a fucking cat is so embarrassing for my poor buddy Kazuma. Now what? They put the cat in jail? This is an embarrassing way to kill Mia. A Mia, just like it's an archetype. I mean, you're not wrong, but damn. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. So late, but...
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was doing fucking... I slipped into Susato there real quick.
So late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped up out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Is that the most embarrassing Ace Attorney death, or did someone else get an even worse aura loss? That can't be the most embarrassing one. I'm trying to think, like... There has to be worse. There has to be worse out there. Like, he's so cool in the first case, and then with Escapade 1 and Case 2, it's like every single thing after in the series is targeted smear campaigns against the poor man.
Yes, and I had read the rules on the wall. I knew it was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
Trying to drink some water.
So at that point,
You thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of this toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin.
Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
For the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova, trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. Just had to wait until she calmed down. But then...
Oh no!
I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. And afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Cosmo was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping. The SS Buria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Osugi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. A combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Has she been hiding it? Is she in her coat this whole time? Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. Now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke up this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing aboard this ship? That's his friend. It's just a cute little snake.
Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is...
Pirosco? Pirosco? I think? Hmm? What? That snake belongs to you.
He escaped from cage when the emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here.
Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board.
Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands?
Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in.
No venom. Hirosco does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny.
It's venomless.
Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. Once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Ah, like they say milk chickens.
Like they say they milk.
Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Hirosco eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
Uh-oh. Glad Mouse finished up Tokimeki Memorial early. Otherwise she'd be in danger. Oh, so... is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Of course. How else am I to catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Oh, he's ruined. He refuses to drink milk. Can't hear a whistle. Can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role?
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Hirosco has nothing to do with the incident.
That's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Is that really it? Is that really it? No, the cat and the door lock. Well, I guess the door locking we wouldn't be malicious. It just locked afterwards because the alarm. Well, why did the alarm sound? Is the question. Because of the fog? That's crazy. If that's surely that's not it. Surely he didn't just die because he tripped on a cat and broke his neck. Oh fuck! He really did break his pussy. Oh no! Oh fuck! It was foreshadowing the whole time. Miss Pavlova? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. Please remember this. A young man lost his life. You're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, and no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? Lies. Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It's just a series of unfortunate events. An accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. I confess, I was willing to just give the fuck up and let the police deal with it. But no matter. It seems I must go all out just this once. Oh! I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. I'm just a rebound because your boyfriend died and my boyfriend died and we're on the same ship and there's only one murder case? You know, the classic fan fiction scenario, only one case? Distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Not again! When did he do that? especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours, was he not? You could say that. Cosimo's my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. Key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. As they say in Japan, a nakama is a nakama is a nakama. Herlock Sholmes. So true? So true. They're often saying this. It's a very common saying for the youth. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. He has a fucking star on his back? Has he always had a fucking star on his back? Truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright. See what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes! What we should ponder first is the strange enunciation with which I said that last sentence. Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten and climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Hold it! Hold it! Oh! Wait! Let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. He accidentally tripped and fell over and broke his pussy, and then wrote in Russian. Oh, a common thing which happens in such cases. Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Yes!
Yes! The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor. It's script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. See what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese, in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast.
That doesn't seem likely. It's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah. Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead. No way! It's not the only reason either. Something else we found in Mr. Asugi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there. If what Miss Pavlova told us was true. Oh, hold on. Did she... I'm assuming that she, like, orchestrated the... Well, I'm thinking that maybe she killed him... Well, is it too straightforward to say that she killed him because he knew about the cat? And then was planning on deflecting to Ryunosuke to try to... I mean, like, she's willing to do pretty much anything to escape, essentially. We shall see. I just think it would be very funny if, as the ultimate fucking dunk to Arthur Conan Doyle, the snake was 100% completely irrelevant to this case. I think that would be really fucking funny if they were like, yeah, we're gonna do the speckled band, but also the snake doesn't matter at all, and trying to put the snake in a scenario and be like, the snake did it, is completely wrong, because snakes don't work like that. I think that would be amazing. I think that'd be a really fun subversion. What? So, Susada-san has noticed it too, then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words, Samadhi... What? Sorry, did I lose the plot there for a second? Can I... something else was found in Mr. Asagi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. Is it the bell? I feel like it might be the bell. But I don't understand how that contradicts her story if that's the case. That's the only... Well, like, it's that or the diary. We're going for the bell.
Yes!
We got a flashback. All right, we did it. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. Look at the flat texture on the floor because I don't have the 3D model for it. But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Fortunately, there's a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? That's really what happened. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Oh, right, okay, well, yeah. I'm sort of jumping through a couple hoops myself and skipping over to that point. Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in the waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Well, no. How did she miss half of the fucking bell? How did you fuck up so bad that you missed an entire half of the bell? Both of these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. Or, no, sorry, that was Ryunosuke. When Mr. Asagi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. That same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yeah, not again! Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asagi's...
You're wasting time. Someone else was there. Ah, of course. We know this.
What are you talking about?
Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
And only other person in cabin when young student died was you.
Yes!
Yes! Correct! Exactly! It was me! I killed him! I broke his pussy! I'm sorry. It should stop being funny to say that. It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. I need to stop saying that. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the detail. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. Sorry, what did I miss? Ryunosuke tripped on a cat and died. Except not really, but maybe. The snake appears to be irrelevant. I hope not. I hope so. It would be really funny. It'd be really funny if the snake was irrelevant. I think that would be a lot of fun. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. But what was the speckled band? The cat toy. The whistling and the cat toy. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asagi really died. You have to swing the pendulum to make the snake look the other way to get the passcode from him, I believe? What are you talking about? What? Huh? Okay, so here's my guess. Here's my guess about what happened. Here's my guess. I think that she tried to call the cat back over, and then she realized that what's his name? Then you know, she realized, oh, Kazuma's in there. He probably saw the cat. So then she went next door to go get the cat, and then was like, oh yeah, I have a cat. That's not allowed. And Kazuma was probably like, oh, don't worry about it. Your secret's safe with me. I've also got a stowaway in the closet. So, you know, we've got like mutual reason not to let each other's secrets slip. So, you know, you trust me, I trust you, we're both in danger here. So it's perfectly fine, and you can go about on your merry way. And then she's like, all right, cool. What if I killed you and blamed, like... I have a stowaway in the closet. He's also in this wardrobe. For fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asagi really died. Why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Being half behind was always going to raise questions. That's what I'm saying! Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. Yeah, okay, yeah. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. I don't know, seems like it's casting a lot of fucking light right now, man, especially on the part where the bell is. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you?
Hold it!
Where's Snake? Seaman Stroganoff.
Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skill. She went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was here in his cabin. That is not possible. I give my tooth.
Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure?
You are a great detective. You should know. Look truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside.
Okay, so now we have additional information to suggest that she would know how the ship works. For example, she might know that if you sound the alarm and stop the ship, it would close they would latch the first class cabin doors, possibly. And he might be trying to cover for her, which is why he didn't report anything.
Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or do you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Yet, is impossible.
He's right. Even though we solved that shit! Wait, I've heard about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. We know the solution!
Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors.
Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. Say it in red! Say it in red! No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so... A black cat crossed a locked door. Ooh. Shit, you're right, wait. Oh no! Sato-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? So Seaman Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the inside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? The way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes. You really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, and so should you. You should! Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt from the outside. Yes! Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It was a very powerful vessel, after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects. And nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book, at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books in the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Okay, so, I don't know, for some reason I maybe it's just because of the way that we're oriented. I thought that the ship's front would be like this would be the frontal wall. Like this way to the front of the ship. But I'm guessing that it's the exact opposite. And so when we stop, the inertia is pushing stuff back, which is sliding this bolt back and that way. Or I was thinking that this was the front. You know what I mean. I'm wondering if that's how the ship is oriented. No, when you stop, it pushes forward. That is indeed the front wall. I see. Yeah, okay. I think I skipped a line there. No, it was just an It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asugi was killed, yeah, there it is. No way! The SS Bodia made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over. All the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Man, that just seems like bad design. The world of Ace Attorney has more pressing issues than the ship's locks being designed poorly. How do they open all the empty cabins after these stops? Huh. You know, I didn't think about that part. I didn't think about that part. So then that means they slam the ship the other way, obvious? Oh no, the ship's just getting abused back and forth, huh? Just nothing but innuendo on the SS Buria.
Oh, yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asuki's cabin.
My. You have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova?
Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made emergency stop.
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm?
Oh, yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you to only press the button in times of emergency.
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. Sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Did you press the button and that's why we did the emergency stop earlier?
Wait, it was you?
When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. And indeed, it did a little earlier today. I see.
Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself.
How dare you mess with ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now.
Now, I'm sure all of this can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learnt a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asuki, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots. Buria is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there will be chaos everywhere.
But the food was drugged. The food was drugged. That's why everyone's head's hurt or something. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Or is that why everyone's head is hurt? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? Yes! Seaman Stroganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right?
Ah, that is correct. Why?
And the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties?
What are you doing with that? That is mine!
Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always.
The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log.
That is... Duh! Because nothing happened!
But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so. Which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish!
If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh? Why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. We were all drugged, all of us. What of the throbbing? What of it, Sholmes? What of it? Sorry? What do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Ah. Oh, yes, I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then, the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. Everyone got NyQuil chicken for dinner. Everyone except Kazuma, who gave his chicken to Ryunosuke because he doesn't like chicken, and was therefore not drugged last night and had to be killed. So Ryunosuke will blame himself for being a stowaway and must carry on Kazuma's legacy. He'd already been dragged out of the wardrobe. I had these handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all of that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. Stowaway class of accommodations doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Kazuma looked after me. You know, kind of like an abandoned kitten or something. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. The case of the wrong cock? Man, we're all over the place, huh? Mine's firmly in the gutter on this afternoon. Sleeping drug. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. That is precisely what I mean, my dear boy. Yep, precisely. Placing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes! Well, Seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. A Destiny 2 renegade.
Please, no more. I'll tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, our fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You're right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter. I'm sorry. It wasn't like diffused into the season. It was just in the chicken. Like, oh yeah, in this part of the leg, we'll just put a little sleeping pill in there. And Ryunosuke's like, oh, that was a weird bite. Anyway. Christ almighty, you could put fucking pills and peanut butter and trick this guy. That's amazing.
Duh. We could not make all drug. How do you say? Dissolve.
Talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight, waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat.
All of the passengers on the SS Buria slept soundly, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So, if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. Could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case. There would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which, they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. That's... Yep. Everyone ate their chicken, as is required of a passenger on such a vessel, and they promptly tucked in at 1 p.m. in unison, and all said, I am ever so tired. I suppose I'll lie down and... And no one noticed when the ship lurched forward and locked all of their doors, because every single door in the ship is oriented like this, and so none of them got locked outside, and we don't have to worry about how they would open these fucking doors from the outside if they get locked every time they make a stop. What are you talking about? What do you mean? It's fine. It's not that kind of story. It's not that kind of mystery. It's not that kind of mystery. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, Close enough, I suppose. In order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. That's insane. That's fucking crazy.
You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point?
The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present at the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But... I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe.
Sailors are perhaps the most That's fine.
Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes.
That's insane. Just absolutely not a laudable trait.
What?
I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. I have a +3 to perception, after all. That's nothing. I don't know why that's making me laugh. That's such a specific fucking joke. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? The Umineko crying. What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction. You don't have to...
What are you talking about?
I believe the time has come, and so have I, for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Let's go! It's time for peak! So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, of these two... Prevaricators? Prevaricators? I have never encountered this word in my life, and it's coming from him, so it might not exist, or be used correctly. Prevaricators, I think. Prevaricators? Oh, I don't... What does this word mean? I hate that word quite a lot. Ugh. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo. Wiktionary, one who prevaricates. It means liar. What a terrible fucking word. God. What a horrible word. No wonder I've never heard it before. That sucks. What a shitty word. If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asagi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Whoever could take a break soon. It's been 2 hours. You know what? I have a feeling the case is going to end soon. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be in about 20 to 30 minutes, and I don't want to go over long. So we will take our break now, just before the final dance of reasoning and logic spectacular. So, break time. Everyone take 5. Set up that scran bet. Get some water. I'm going to chill out a little bit and refill mine. The final testimony for real this time. Right? Back in 5. See you then. I have returned. Hey everyone. Sorry, I'm outside of the blanket fort for a second. Let's see. Jelly, are you contemplating a shorter stream today with Scrandal plus end of Case 2, Escapade 2, and then Case 3 starting on Sunday? I'm definitely not asking this because I leave in an hour and will miss it if you start Case 3 this stream or anything like that. That is, as a matter of fact, exactly what I'm planning on doing. Well, that could prove a little difficult, though. Well, no, hold on. We could just start, Case 3 is like a 2-streamer, right? Possibly a 1-streamer if we go long. Well, we wouldn't go long on a Sunday because we have the mouse Sunday. Either way, 2-streamer, and then West of Loathing is a 2-streamer as well. So if we're doing that extra stream on Saturday next week, then that would prime us perfectly for, the Death March. Nice. Okay, yeah. We'll do that then. Shorter stream. We will finish Case 2, Escapade, and I'm going to do the Scrandal outside of the blanket fort because I'm overheating a little bit because it's fucking 68 degrees today in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was snowing last week. Not that I mind. I would prefer to have the snow be gone, personally, but Jesus, man. All right. Let's get to it. First up, the Daily Chandle. Gotta start with the Saito Gambit. Not Saito, it is Persona 3, it is 2025. All right, we go for Examkun to see if it's a Crystal Chan. It is a Crystal Oh, fuck, that does make things hard. Hold on. Is this Collapse Chan? No, wait. Both of these are credited to Maddie. Hold on. Stop. Fucking elite ball knowledge to not fall into that trap, by the way. Elite fucking ball knowledge to not fall into that trap. And to know in the Chandle database that both Collapse Chan and Collapsed Chan are credited to Maddie, even though one of them is made by Crystal. Okay, so who else could this possibly be? Trying to search my fucking database. I'm trying to search my fucking database of Chans that Crystal made. I know there's one that looks kind of like a ghost, but I don't remember who that is. It's actually insider trading since you checked the database. Incorrect! I haven't checked the database even once since we made it. I only know this because I've fallen into this trap before. So I'm expertly avoiding the snare, which once enclosed my leg and strung me up like a rabbit in the hunt. I'm doing a fucking, like, Apollo Justice, like, finger on my forehead to think trick. Like, pressing it against, like, that's not gonna do anything, but it does help me feel like I'm thinking. Shit. Let's see. If it's during Persona 3, it's not gonna be Trickshot Chan. Because that's gonna be credited to Trickshot Simulator. Which, Trickshot Simulator, she wouldn't even have existed yet. Right, because it's before, that was on April Fool's. Okay. It's not Examkun, which is rough. It is a 1 fan art Chandy. Plunger Chan? Not Plunger Chan, didn't exist yet. Come on, I can get this in 3. We have everything except the fucking Chan. Shit. What was it? Did it start with a W? Werther's original? No, that wasn't Crystal. Wiki. Well, I'm having fun, Chan. No. Oh, if I saw the name, I'd know. Black hole, bat bidet, banana coin, blue chew. Is it ghost or something? Ghost pepper? No, not great vegetables obasa. Was that Crystal? Yes! Yes! Woo! All right, I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking cracked at Chandel. Holy shit! I'm fucking crazy! You don't understand! You're not capable of thinking on the same level as I am! The tempo of my dance of reasoning and deduction is simply too fast for your mind or your feet to follow. Damn, I'm good. On to today's Scrandle. Bonus rounds are back? Let's go. Honestly, I might be the best channel player in the entire world. I will use that quote in the Talos Principle puzzle jam thingy. Well, no, this one is me decide. This is for those who scran after. And personally, hot dog with coffee for £8. I can never remember if it's pounds or euros. Or shrimp tempura udon bowl for $5.60, and shrimp with a little bonito flakes on top of udon, which personally, I'm gonna be real with you, just being honest. All right, cancel me if you like. I don't like udon. The noodles are too dense. It's a very well, no, that's not a very small bowl actually. Look at the chopsticks. That's nearly halfway across the stern. That is a rather large piece of shrimp. Me personally, I would go for the hot dog. All right. Can we choose it? Yes, we scran. Oh, fuck, it's Friday. Oh no, it's Friday. We're just rating fucking chocolates? Terry's, oh, is it just, oh no. Is it mint chocolate day? Is it mint chocolate day? Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, hold on. A pyramid of dark chocolate surrounding mint cream, no price data, or Bendix Mingles. Trapezoidal chocolates with mint. I will go for the Bendix Mingles. I just had a feel. I had a feeling. What the fuck is? Oh, okay. Oh my god, it's fucking bagged fries. All right. Jesus fucking Christ. I thought it was like, I thought this was a squeeze bottle. I thought this was a squeeze bottle of potatoes. I thought, like, you know those little like juice packets they have for kids that it's like a little bit chunky, but it's like a little squeeze bottle with like the little rounded cap. I thought that this was that, but for fucking potatoes. Oh my god. Cheese flavored It has to be the cheese flavored moments. That's amazing. Oh man. Cheese flavored moments. Did Joe make a fucking Sonic joke when he saw that? Oh my god. Okay. Bounty, soft coconut filling enrobed in dark chocolate. People are pretty choosy about coconut. People are very choosy about coconut. Or Milky Bar Wowsums, low sugar milk and white chocolate with crispy oats. People love their fucking crisp rice chocolate bars. I would know. You're kidding me! That's dark chocolate and coconut! Oh, fuck. Heinz Toast Toppers, thick spread for grilling over toast. Or pot casserole, instant casserole in cup noodle form factor. That's fucking crazy. Absolutely not. Brannigan's roast beef and mustard, or Two Doors Specials gammon and pineapple. That one sounds kind of awesome. Fucking cigarettes? What do you mean cigarettes? Okay, no, okay. Oh. All right, my bad. My bad. It's candy. I got tricked. It's candy. Sorry. I thought we were having fucking Marlboro sponsorship on the fucking scramble today. Jesus. Sweet coconut strands dusted in chocolate and sugar. Chocolate stick in edible paper. Spanish Gold sweet tobacco branding kind of clears. What? What? Secret bar. Chocolate lattice surrounding creamy mousse. Or Amazing Raisin Bar. Chocolate covered nougat and caramel with raisins. I want the secret. The secret bar goes crazy. It's a secret to everybody. Hubba Bubble Bubble Jug. Or Fizzy Spangles. Jug of powder with gum pieces. Shake and chug. What do you mean powder? Fucking powdered gum? Powdered gum? What are you talking about? What do you mean powdered gum? Or fruit-flavored boiled sweeties? Listen, man, I'm gonna go for the fucking orange hard candy. You're kidding me! You're gonna drink fucking drain cleaner? Vice versa's. Mixed chocolate capsules encased in their inverse. I'm sorry, what do you have, fucking Destiny 2 raid mechanics over here? Or chocolate and caramel fondant with wafer ripple. This sounds like a Mars Delight. Absolutely, yes please, I'd like 5 right now. Baked beans, or Heinz baked beans with cheese. Chocolate? Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're average today. Man, this was so close to a 50-50. Dark chocolate and white chocolate are equally controversial, I would say. This one also I don't know how this one wins over Spanish Gold sweet tobacco. Well, I guess because this one has the cigarette. It looks like cigarette brand. Okay, yeah. This one is. Does this win from nostalgia factor? I guess. Damn. We went fucking crazy on Chandel today, though. Holy shit. God damn. All right. Enough dawdling. Back into the fort we go. Back into her extremely sweaty embrace. Especially now that it's fucking summer. The bubble jug is pissing me. It's pissing me off. Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. All right, see what I can see. Jelly, I just joined. What did we miss? A lot. We dunked on Arthur Conan Doyle. Kazuma tripped on his pussy and then broke it and died. And the entire crew's in on it. And also, everyone ate Castlevania wall chicken and slept in. So they didn't notice. Stop saying that. I can't. I can't stop saying it. I'm sorry. I just have to keep saying it. I don't have any control. It's what happened, okay? At least it wasn't canned chicken. What's wrong with canned chicken? I made awesome buffalo chicken dip with it, and everyone ate all of it, and it was great. Before we start, also, I have a thing that I want to ask. Again, as I have been saying, I got a little RG34XX. I've been fucking loving this thing. I've been playing hella Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire on this thing. Absolutely loving it. Maybe my favorite device that I own currently. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I am planning on playing Fire Red, Pokemon Fire Red, and I need the opinion of the jury, if it pleases the court. What starter do I use? Imagine playing that lame Gen 3 Pokemon Pinball instead of go to Gen 1 Pokemon Pinball. Charmander, but box it for a Mankey. The cutest one, Squirter. Turtle. I see. A lot of votes for Squirtle, seems like. I think perhaps I will go, well, Jelly gives off Bulbasaur picker vibes. Yeah? Bro, I've told you this. This isn't a surprise. I like dinosaurs. It's Pikachu! Fuck! I never played Pokemon. Pick green. Base. I mean, your name is Cactus, so you would go grass type, I suppose. I'm glad we can all agree that it's not Charmander. Only losers use a starter. Bro's out here losing all of his fucking Nuzlocke's frame 1. Bro's out here losing his rival battle internally and having to restart the game right then and there. Embarrassing. Alright, it's looking like the people pine for Squirtle. And so it shall be done. I'm glad we can all agree it's not Charmander, though. I like Charmander. Fuck heavy with Charmeleon. Don't like Charizard at all. Okay. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosma died. Bro. No, I didn't want it to be you. Well, I guess this seems like the snake is gonna be irrelevant, maybe. Dude. Oh, look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. Looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Ink. And look at that color, too. It's clear where this came from. Dude, you couldn't change your shirt? Ink stain. Seaman Stroganov. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Eh? Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
So, nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain?
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. A very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform. Stop calling him that! Why is there so much fucking innuendo in this case? I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then. The evidence that proves what that stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform really is in purple ink.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! It's this photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink. A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. The penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled.
All right. Yes. It was me. I did it. Everything.
I'm back. What did you miss? He has an ink stain on the back of his shirt. We got a 7 out of 10 on the Scrandle, and we got Channel in 3 tries because I'm fucking cracked. I'm the best there ever was. Also, I'm going to play Pokemon Fire Red, and everyone chose my starter as Squirtle. What should I name my Squirtle? Serious answers only. I take my nicknames very seriously for my Pokemon. What should I name my Squirtle? Be serious. No fucking joke nicknames, alright? I care about this dearly. Give me serious answers only. I'm not naming him Squirter. Bubbles is cute. Thank you, Flora. I'm not naming him Squirter. We have 2 for Bubbles. I'm not naming him Willy either. Fia too, since she loves blue and aquatic animals. I feel like if I wanted to name something Fia, I would go for a Sharpedo, no? This is a little shark. Name it Squirtle? I refuse. I have to name all of my Pokemon or I don't care about them. Serious? Fountain? Perhaps. Perhaps. I think Bubbles is pretty good so far. I like Bubbles. Only losers use Pokemon nicknames? Someone needs to do something about you.
I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make Buria do emergency stop, and both cabin doors shut. Did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
If this...
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Please, you must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. I looked inside. I saw student boy on the floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend.
Everything that happened in the cabin is like Angel told you.
Kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asuki's cabin. And he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor?
Yes, that is right.
So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers. Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard sound of something fall on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asuki's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you! When Nina opened door to student's cabin and looked inside.
I was asking Miss Pavlova. Hi, Aladeshi. Greatest Attorney is going great, as it were. Having a great time with it. Just about to finish up case 2. Well, Miss Pavlova? Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and believe you. Was that finally it now? We discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Death at last? Okay, but why write in Russian? Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, the kitten, on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph It seems to be somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean, unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... Yeah, the fucking... Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck. Which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? Yes! This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma. So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true. It is certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particular crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. Yeah? I mean to identify another one. Is it the fact that his eyes are closed? Oh, I see. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as the victim appears to have done here, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion. Thoughtful you are, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you for your gentle guidance. Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of luck broke his neck. Which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? What? I'm not sure how to indicate that it's the way that he's facing. The closed hand, maybe?
Yes!
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then this fist just doesn't seem quite right. Okay, I was wondering when that would become relevant. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something.
What do you mean?
Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Sholmes, show us. Please. There's a couple optional contradictions during cross-examinations in this game too. You don't get penalized and the game loops back to the testimony? That's really fucking cool, actually. Nice! That's a really good midway point of being like, no, not quite, but you're on the right track so you won't get punished. That's really cool. Damn! Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found. I was wondering what was going on with the one earring. Although she was still wearing an earring, so I wasn't sure. Well, I guess the Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right. Crescent moon. Very pretty, but what does it tell us?
It tells us nothing.
Not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Joint reasoning type C, my beloved. The fucking music, the music is so good, man. It's crazy. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue. The last piece of the puzzle. I don't know how to explain how much I appreciate the Sholmes motif having its own identity from the rest of the series. Well, this is something you talked about before. Ace Attorney musically is a series which is very self-referential. It is using a lot of the same gameplay scenarios and is therefore creating a lot of variations on its own original initial motifs. It's not necessarily creating new ones a lot of the time in the main gameplay sections, but it's creating variations of pursuit, of, I know why I can't remember the other ones. But like all the different themes that play during different points in a court case. And Sholmes is introducing this entirely new element of gameplay, which is kind of like the courtroom sections, but in the investigation portion of the game. And so rather than drawing on previous motifs, it's building its own new identity, which is this jaunty, adventurous kind of track that really draws you in and makes you want to participate. You really get sort of sucked into it in the same way that Ryunosuke is getting drawn into the dance of logic and reasoning. It's great. I don't know how to discuss music, but I feel like I did a decent job there. It's a great explanation. Thank you. I don't know if it holds water, but, you know, I suppose we'll see if it floats later. We are on a boat, after all. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. Left ear. Yeah, it has a clasp. The other one I thought it was just, oh man. She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink seashells. Oh, what's that? Sasato, can you focus? Stop talking about how pretty she is. She probably killed Kazuma. Something dangling down from her ear. Yes, that's an earring. Wait, look! Look! It's a crescent moon. Ah, there can be no doubt now, surely.
Yes!
Yes! Miss Pavlova, on your ear, I gotta say, by the way, this is far and away, like, to me, with no exception, the best investigation in any Ace Attorney game, period. This is the most engaged I have ever been with the investigation portion of these games, ever. It's fucking awesome. If you combined this side of the investigation with more of the focused deduction and like puzzle solving of the courtroom cases, that would be unbelievable. It's crazy how good this is. This is considered widely one of the worst cases in the series. Listen, man, people say Apollo Justice is one of the worst games. I don't trust the general opinion of people when it comes to Ace Attorney, I think. I prefer the Mason System chapters from Ace Attorney 4-4, but yeah, I love... Okay, fair. Very fair. Ace Attorney, fucking Apollo Justice Final Case Investigation, also pretty awesome. But Apollo Justice is fucking peak start to finish, so... You know. It ends so fucking... God, man. Oh, I fucking love this. This is great. It's also a really nice change of pace to have an investigation not be shit, and that's just the whole thing. Damn. Playing with the structure of Ace Attorney in ways that meaningfully change how you engage with the game? What? Is that allowed? Miss Pavlova, on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. What? This fucking slack-jawed. And on your other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. A little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? I really love how they've sort of recontextualized this kind of like improvisational but also sometimes obvious like deductive conclusion as like it's halfway between Mr. Sholmes like wanting to play the game with you and like include you in the deduction, wanting to show off, and also like he might just not fucking know himself and he's bluffing through you by proxy, kind of like how Phoenix always does. Like, it's great how he always turns the question on you. And then there's like plausible deniability 3 ways for him to just be completely clueless, and like he's just sort of stringing everyone along and making the magic happen as you do the actual work behind the scenes. Much like, as I assume he might actually be, a stage magician working with their crew. to give the illusion of deduction. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asagi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, Sumari, last night in Mr. Asagi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asagi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Joe. Chomes is the most Takumi character he's ever written. It's Gumshoe plus Missile plus Cabanella plus Luke Atme plus Takumi's Layton from Layton vs. Right. I really need to play Layton vs. Right sometime. Damn, I got a lot of good fucking... I still need to play Spirit of Justice as well. And Edgeworth Investigations too. No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Oh. Fucking slow-mo Kingdom Hearts, you just killed the boss animation. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at this cabin, at last in this cabin, I could relax after this horrible long day. I'm slipping into like German a little bit. It's really fun if you like both series. Takumi's Layton is my favorite version of him. I still need to play Professor Layton as well. I found a like demo kiosk version of the first Layton game, and I was having a really good time until the demo ended. So I need to get back to that. Honestly, I was loving it. That would be a great game to play in little 15-minute bursts during my breaks at work. Darka, wait! Layton versus is pure hype moments and aura. I see. God, I still can't get over the fact that his name is fucking Herschel. Herschel Layton. Really, bro? Herschel? No wonder they call you Professor. I believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. Tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back. Is it really that he's gonna be like, oh, don't worry, I have a stowaway too, so it's fine, we can trust each other? What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Of course! You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? I think I'm doing a bit of a Shelms voice for him. No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth, and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. You've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait! I shouted. And then Parker jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And he turned around to look at me. I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. She had a bit of a not so shoot on me. Just a little oopsie. Oh no. Oh man. And that's when you went to fetch help. From Seaman Stroganov, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, if they find out, will they... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. That's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like I did it. But no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
Yes. Went into cabin and looked around. Make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. Then I found stowaway. Wardrobe. Still sleeping.
Right. That's when he found me. So you worked out a plan. Lay the blame on a stowaway.
Closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign.
Luckily for me, the only reason Sasato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling to write on the floor. I wrote,
However you pronounce that.
so that the person who found him would look inside the wardrobe and find stowaway.
And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
It was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Angel went back to her cabin. I finished the job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes.
Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. The Umineko part of my brain is throwing a little shit fit every time they call it a locked room and not a closed room mystery, even though locked room is more accurate than closed. Still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. Where's the cat?
What?
Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if you had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
That's what he said first. That made me scared.
Said first? Oh, he was expecting Inspector Hosonaga. Yep. Damn. Oh. Sorry. Thought it was a friend of mine.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Yes, meaning me. I was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I...
May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? can always be Hosanaga's fault.
It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asagi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know.
He was gonna open the wardrobe.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. Told you wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. Then he wouldn't have done it?
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, today's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make.
What? Another deduction?
Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. It's easy. Remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. Bringing up the wardrobe to guide your thinking to it, if it's not already there. This cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
So this is how the cabin looked last night, when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama?
Yes, that's exactly how it was. You're ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. There's one thing I've learned today. That a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. Not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? Yeah, this is... I can't lie. This theme is getting me a little bit. I'm a little misty-eyed.
Take that!
It's very wistful, yeah. Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
Wardrobe?
Aldachi, you can't be posting shit like that. You're gonna make me fucking cry on stream. That's not fair. That's not fair, man. And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? A man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asagi's exact words last night?
In a moment, I'd use another opinion here.
Another opinion?
Yes. Not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asagi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. See if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
No. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asagi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had.
Pavlova. I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. That will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
So, long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Budia was finally laid to rest. Damn. And people say this is the worst case? This is definitely better than the first one. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? The Russians try to repatriate her? Repatriate? Boulder, wake up! Wait, Boulder? Boulder, we're using words like repatriate? It's Metal Gear time? Wake up! Worst case because no court? Except there's the dance of reasoning? We're saying words like repatriate? Apparently the English detective can speak to the immigration office to sort all that out. No, that's Death Stranding. It's still Kojima. Basically the same thing, just with different actors. Mr. Sholmes could do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. Ran away, so now she's in exile for life. See?
Sorry.
T-Man Stroganoff. Call him fucking Biff! Stop calling him that!
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About how you lost good friend. Will go with me now. I will give myself to British police.
It's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death was like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you?
Ah.
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes. I did stow away, after all. Didn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. It's like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun, then. It's like my summer vacation is... over. I think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Sato-san? Oh. Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Oh. Still, can't believe this has happened. Can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san. Just preloading the jokes for Joe's stream whenever he gets to this case. He had such a grand idea. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. Now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. Thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now we know the truth, that it was just an accident. Love the sorrowful tone every character has in this case has to face. Phoenix and Apollo both had to deal with losing their mentor in one way or another, but this execution here is definitely the best one. Yeah, this is like unbelievably tragic in every fucking direction. Like, no one is getting out of here with any sense of satisfaction or nobility or even like a small like joy of like you can't even take satisfaction in finding the culprit because it was just a terrified girl trying to escape from circumstances out of her control. No one wins.
It's a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much.
Yes, I know. Wish there was something to say.
Inspector,
My duty was to see Asagi-san safely to Great Britain. I failed, and I caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. What? 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 I'm free again now. Huh? Surprised, Mr. Naruhodo? What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Is that so? Sorry? So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway, after all. He thinks this is funny? Read the fucking room, what?
Mr. Sholmes, I do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway! The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Mr. Asugi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. No. Don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but...
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
Yes? Miss Susato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
You're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh,
Unless you're studying law.
no, I'm not, but...
I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo.
It's ridiculous. You're seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days. There's only one way to find out! Work my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Why put yourself in such a difficult position? Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain. And that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. Can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit, too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Sasato? Lawyer speedrun world record, let's fucking go. Well, for the current period of history, I think Franziska has him fucking beat to pieces and thrown into a cardboard box on the side of the river when it comes to, you know, speedrunning, becoming a lawyer and all. Well, with her fucking being an unbeatable prosecutor at, what, like age 13 or something? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Bro, what fucking circus did you run away from to become this man? Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. No? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, don't stop turning to look at me. This man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. You'll excuse me. I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next. How best to make my report. Bye, Hosonaga. Bye-bye. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Sorry, I skipped over that line. Everything about being a lawyer. I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Man, the fucking... Was that just good timing that the music flourished like that when it zoomed in? Because, damn, that got me. Its name is Karuma. Karuma? Karuma? Interesting. Naruhodo and Karuma? The same, in one? It's a great sword. It's been in the Asagi clan for generations. Very well, except treasure it always. So then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. You shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes! It's exactly what I need! But before we begin,
I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too.
Goodness, what is it?
Please throw me to the ground. 3 times.
What?
I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. It should have been obvious for me to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. No matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
The emotional weight of Susato handing over ownership of Kazuma's sword to Ryunosuke after Kazuma said multiple times that his katana is like his soul. What did Shu Takumi mean by this? I wonder. What did the main writer behind whatever the fuck is going on between Phoenix and Edgeworth mean by that? No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside. No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. Not just once, but 5 times. That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Here, let me show you. Like this. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. Leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. Here he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Hi-ya! Why me? As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. My groggy state of consciousness. Scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Yasuke clan. Can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. It can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. An important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. Great Britain's capital, London. The some reason saying like London like that, like so suspensefully, and it's just fucking London. I don't know why it's getting me a little like, whoa, the far off land of Minnesota. Whoa, no way. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Interesting. And is this a 5 episode? I'm sorry, The Hound of the Baskervilles? I've read that one. Ooh. Oh boy. Let's go. All right, and then we have, I believe, now escapades in the first class cabin. In this second escapade, it transpires that another crime was committed aboard the SS Boria. The stakes are high as Sholmes and Stroganov pursue the culprit, but there's more to this crime than meets the eye. That was fun. I'm off. Enjoy the rest. Have a good one, Aladici. I'm going to be heading out after this escapade as well, so not going to miss much. But thank you very much for stopping by. It was a pleasure to have you. So excited for the next case. In the words of the British, you're going to be so chuffed, Chili. I see. Alrighty. Get to it. 6th of January, 6:23 p.m. SS Boria, first class cabin, number 1. Oh fuck, Stroganov is here. My throat's not going to get any rest. It's a rough voice on the chords, I gotta say. It's been almost 2 weeks since we left Japan. Can't believe how quickly time has gone. So, the next port of call will be Shanghai. A rapping upon our chamber door? At this hour? Who's there? Who could it be at this hour? Detective. A detective? Who? A great detective. Get it? What's a great detective? If you would just be so kind as to open the door. Oh, yes, sorry, of course. It's called Boria because they make you Bori Kazuma. It's actually Boria Gaze, that's the full name. The SS Boria Gaze. Very controversial ship in modern history, one might say. Something wrong, detective? You investigating a case? Wherever a great detective goes, great cases occur. Indeed, I am the root of all evil. Sorry, then I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses on this steamship, a terrible theft has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume, the brief power failure a short while ago? Oh, yes. The power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes, though. Indeed. Yet that was ample time for this wicked crime to be perpetuated. I see. Well, clearly it's a case that needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction, down the first-class cabin passageway here. Really? The thief came this way. I'm quite sure of it. It may have escaped the attention of the dim-witted crew, but not of the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you would allow me to investigate here in this cabin. Well... How curious. Is there some reason why it would inconvenience you to have your cabin searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all, stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. It's just me in here, you see? No one else. So you might perhaps want to focus your attention on one of the other first-class cabins. As it happens, you are the only first-class passenger at present. The other cabins are vacant. Oh! What? Did that rather tragic rumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Of course, as I said, I'm the only person in here. Not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? I do apologize, sir, but it is of the first importance that the investigation not be delayed. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, where did he go? Oh, how did he suddenly move all the way over there? Yes, without a doubt, if the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, it would have to be inside this wardrobe. Well, he knew! I shall examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to decline. Really, you won't find any... Achoo! Achoo! Oh, fuck. Did those two rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did! As I said, I'm the only person in here. You have a curious knack of talking while sneezing, then. Twice, no less. This is going to be a tough one to argue. I was watching you quite intently, sir, and I assure you I saw no signs of a sneeze. Ryunosuke held his nose? As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. Have it now, then. The game's up. You'll notice I'm very glad that Kazuma died as soon as Sholmes was introduced, because they've got very similar voices. If not the same voice, kind of. Click. Yep. Or wardrobe. Pretty hiding in there, it seems. What? You seem surprised. No, not at all. Yes, I am. He was in there, for sure. I shut the door on him myself. And who could that be? More visitors. Who's this now?
Excusing me.
Oh, Seaman Stroganov.
Sorry for disturbing, but crime has been committed on board ship.
Yes, I heard. Terrible theft, apparently.
How do you know this?
Ah, well, the detective here just informed me, you see.
Detective?
Yes, I assumed you must have asked him to investigate. Detective, could you... A disappearing act? Where did he go?
I must ask you to cooperate with investigation of this crime. Fully.
Uh-oh. He's glaring at the wardrobe already. Is he gonna find Sholmes in there? Well done! You found me! What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man, I was merely assessing the practicality of concealment in such a place. And I would say that, at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes in that cramped space. Ryunosuke's been in there for a fortnight. Is he not human?
Who are you?
Shh. This is the moment of truth. The great detective is about to unveil the sordid details of this wretched crime. You mean to say... Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprit of this terrible theft did indeed conceal himself within this wardrobe. What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. Because my best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least, thought he was.
How can you be so sure of this?
Elementary, my dear fellow. The criminal left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these 3 bones? Ah! What the... That's right. Those gnawed bones in there. 3 of them.
Ah, the criminal has escaped this time, but I will find him and crush him.
Could I ask you something, Detective? Why, yes, of course. I'm always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Aha! What else? Some steaks on the rib bone. Huh? Did you just say steaks on the rib bone?
For this evening's dinner, 3 rib steaks were stolen from the ship's kitchen only a short time ago. There was malfunction with generator, and the ship was without light for 10 minutes. Chef who saw criminals said he ran away down first-class passageway. And now I am on his tail!
I'm afraid to say, dear fellow, that your man is no longer in this cabin. But how? Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his haul in this wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as you came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door. What? Make haste, my good man. After the culprit. I shall follow presently. Something troubles you, sir?
I think maybe. Criminal is not running away at all.
What are you suggesting?
Now I know where the dog is buried. Mr. Asugi.
Me?
Ah! When I think that you are culprit, everything is falling in places. The criminal that disappeared in first-class passageway. The bones in the wardrobe. All clues are pointing their fingers at you.
Don't be ridiculous. I would never... Yes, of course. Established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of the crime. You did?
Why? How are you so sure?
My dear fellow, there are but two things in this world on which one can rely with total certainty.
What two things?
The first was the word of the great detective, and the second... The second is the tragic rumblings of an empty belly. Ah, not again! When I first entered this cabin, there did arise from this gentleman a belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt that the man had not eaten a single rib steak in some time, let alone 3. Why do I have to suffer this humiliation? I've done nothing wrong.
Curses! I will catch this thief! He cannot have gone far!
Indeed. Assuming he decided against a post-meal constitutional swim. Well, if you will excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Is the stomach growing a wood creaking sound? It might be, yeah. Detective, one moment, please. Yes? It was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell me your name? It quite slipped my mind. You've been talking with the one and only Herlock Sholmes. See, well, I'm Kazuma Asugi. I'm a student on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Asugi. Oh, and before I forget, yes? I feel I should warn you. Live cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible. Oh, under the bed? Did he swap him? I bid you farewell, then, Mr. Asugi. It's uncovered our secret. Suppose I should have expected nothing less of a great detective. Kind of just found out because he can't help himself but fuck around and get into other people's business. Now then. When did you move in under the bed? I thought we'd had it when you opened the wardrobe door. Well, it was thanks to that split-second chance you engineered. But I what? You distracted him for a moment, remember? When you suggested that he investigated the other cabins instead. Oh, yes, he turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he? Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course, but I thought to myself, it's now or never! The next thing I knew, I was under the bed. You really know how to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, what's all this about the rib steaks, eh? Sorry about that, man. Him and Phoenix really do have a lot in common, huh? I've just been so hungry. Ever since we left Japan, stuck in that tiny wardrobe. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely. Right on cue. That was a little animation where he turns to look directly at me during a court case. I know it. I know that animation. I know that fucking face. You're not supposed to look so determined when you do that. Your mouth's supposed to hang agape, and you're supposed to look at me, the person playing like I'm supposed to know what's going on up in that little fucking tin can you call a skull. There was that power cut right before, wasn't there? For about 10 minutes. So it was then. I caught a whiff of the most delicious smell. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. Next thing I knew, I had the steak in my hands. Just can't help getting himself into trouble. All right, you were hungry. 3 steaks? To you, 3 crewmen are going to go without tonight, I imagine. No, it was just the one. What? I only took 1 rib steak from the kitchen. That's all. I don't understand. Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, I'd have at least tossed 1 your way. Not your pet dog. Well, yeah, the relationship is a bit more inverse than that. In that case, who stole the other 2? Probably Sholmes. Huh. Do you think... Could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost? There only had been a single bone in the wardrobe when Ryunosuke moved to hide under the bed. What were the thoughts on the finale of Trial 2? I thought it was fantastic. I really, really liked Trial 2. Maybe a little emotional. I was crying a little bit. Little teary-eyed. Means that the other 2 bones can only have been put there by one very flesh and blood person. What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. Great detective, great mischief maker. Either way, I think I'd like to spend a little more time getting to know that man. Great hair, Lock Sholmes. Everyone keeps getting his fucking name wrong. All right. Perfect, tidy, just about 4-hour stream. Nice. All right. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was great. I had an awesome time with it. I truly... I don't know what's there not to like. I mean, like, assuming that the criticism is, oh, no courtroom, like, you still got to do all the stuff you do in the courtroom. So is the problem just, like, the framing? That was great. I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. Nice, tidy little ship in a bottle episode. You know? Little 3-room investigation to get you started off. Introduction to the dance of logic and deduction, or reasoning and deduction, or whatever it is. And of course, you know, the mentor character died, so we're getting a lot of setup in there. I think it's the fact that they framed it at the start despite you obviously not knowing Russian. There have been much more tenuous circumstances under which the main characters have been blamed for murder, I think. It takes a while to get going. Oh, I mean, a little bit, I guess, but I liked it. It was nice and brief. It was an engaging investigation. Pretty, you know, tragic outcome, and getting to the solution was a lot more fun and a lot more logically satisfying than the first case, I think. At first I didn't like the reasoning behind the girl attacking Cosmo, also that Cosmo got low-diffed by a 70-pound, 15-year-old Russian girl, but that's a personal gripe. Well, it's also, you know, a coalescence of circumstances of, like, the ship lurching, of the cat being behind him on the back foot, and then, you know, she pushes him and he just so happens to fall into the little corner, the bed frame. I don't know why I was struggling so much to get that. You know, it's a lot of very tragic coincidences all at once. But I don't, you know, that's just how it shakes out in a murder mystery, stuff like that, you know? It's far from the most convoluted series of events that lead to a murder in an Ace Attorney game. It's sad he had to get me. Yeah, but his ghost lives on with us. I think some people dislike that you're in such a contained space, but IMO in the courtrooms, you could literally just stay in the same room the whole damn time. Yeah, I like when the investigations are more constrained like this. It makes it feel, at least for me, like I have more, like, guidance in understanding where to go next. And for me, the investigations are worse the more they drag. There needs to be some thread pulling you from place to place that still requires a little bit of deduction and engaging with the evidence at hand. And I think the dance of reasoning and deduction does that really well while still keeping you locationally, like, pretty rigid. As far as the presentation goes, this trial was awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed this way more than the first case. The first case I didn't think was bad, but I do think it dragged quite a bit. And I think contrasting that with a very brief, very engaging investigation-only trial is a really nice change of pace that shows you just how much they're trying to experiment formula-wise with how the game is constructed. I'm really excited to see where Case 3 goes. That said, I'm a little sad there's no courtroom because, you know, I got all the... Half of my models are for the fucking courtroom, you know? I didn't get to use fucking any of these. None of them. But, you know, this one's good enough on its own, I suppose. They'll see their day in the sun soon enough. Ooh. Next time you get to use... Yep, next time it'll be all courtroom. For sure. Thank you for the wonderful stream. Thank you all for watching. We can raid Joe, because he's still alive, even though he's going to be not live rather soon, but Anderson JPH. Double courtroom, 2 stacked court desks on top of each other to make up for it. Awesome. Great. 2 cases at the same time with 4 witnesses to cross-examine. We always have to go bigger. That means better. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will be back on Sunday with more great Ace Attorney, and then Monday, assumedly, with even more great Ace Attorney. And then on Tuesday, we will begin West of Loathing, finish it up on Saturday, and begin the Death March. Until then, have a good one, folks. See ya!